I'd never thought of trees as dying of old age, but it turns out they do. The great old pin oak in our front yard had been dying for years. We tried to save it, pruning dead branches and even feeding it vitamins through spikes in a ring around the trunk. But by spring, the trunk was decaying, the roots were compromised, and with no leaves on the one side, the tree looked like it had suffered a stroke. At 80 feet tall, it had become a liability. We made the hard decision to take it down. I've always thought of my tree in terms of kids, leaves, and dogs. Although the branches were too high for climbing, the tree was the center of the life of our yard. I would watch from the porch swing as my daughter danced in its shadow. Every fall, the kids would jump in the mounds of leaves we raked. In November, my son raked them for the last time. He's a photographer, and he came by to get some last photos.
It's like a tree of life. It grew in the center of the yard. I woke up every morning staring at the tree. I walked past it every morning growing up.
When he thinks of the tree, he thinks of the dogs. First, Clementine, who sat in the shade watching as the squirrels tormented her. Then Mabel, who waited on the front porch for the kids to come up the sidewalk after school each day. The ashes of both dogs are beneath that tree, scattered there during short, quiet ceremonies. And now there's Howard, who watched the day the tree came down. It might have been fascinating if it weren't so sad. It felt kind of violent with the buzz of saws and that brutal chipper filling the air with the smell of dead wood and bark. This is one of my favorite melodies, an aria from a George Frederick Handel opera. It is a love song about a tree. It seemed right for this story. What took God and nature 100 years to build, 5 men brought down in a few hours. I've always said 100 years, but that was only an estimate. There is a way to find out for sure.
82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90. This tree is at least 90 years old.
They say you can tell a lot about a tree's life from the rings, which years were rainy and which brought drought or disease. The outermost 21 rings were our years, and all our days are tucked away in there somewhere. Most were happy and easy. Some were sad and hard, as it is for most families. I suppose there's a metaphor in this. What's left of the tree will be mulch for new gardens or wood to warm homes. One worker pointed out a little maple sapling that planted itself by the stump. But I'm not ready to see anything happy about this. The world feels too empty now, too sunny and exposed. Before long, we will sell the house. With the kids growing up and moving on, it's too big. We'll plant flowers there, and the people who live here next won't miss the tree, but I always will, even after I've left. That oak tree will be standing there in my memory, our silent giant casting a shadow over all of it, the kids, the dogs, the leaves, the shade, the front porch, all of it. And me. That tree was part of our home and part of us.